All right, everybody. Hello, hello. It's Amanda. I hope you guys can hear me. Give me a thumbs up, Jen, if you can hear me. I just put on that countdown and the music thing because I like music, but I don't know. I'm trying to adjust this a little bit. Can you guys hear me? Tell me, tell me, tell me. I need to know. You might need to give me permission to see your comments or answer your questions. So from StreamYard, so just click on that. It's above my video. You can just click on that. All right. Hi, Mayrob. Good to see you. Yes, everyone can hear me. Yay. Awesome. Okay, so I've got two computers. I got all this stuff going on. I'm feeling so fancy. Okay, well, welcome to Mondays with Amanda. I'm here with you today. So happy to spend a little bit of time sharing today about building family skills. The skills that will create a happy home, a home that you enjoy being in, that is filled with just peace and problem solving, collaboration, just the skills that it takes to have a family that is happy, right? And that can get through anything, no matter if your child's uniquely wired or not. You can not just survive, but you can start to thrive in your family. And that's a big deal. It takes effort, but it's so worth the effort. And honestly, as you apply these principles we're going to be talking about today, and we're going to be going over the pre-workshop quiz, that these questions we're going to be going over are really going to help jog your thought process about your family and what skills you already have that you feel comfortable with, and what skills would help you to reach that next level of family life. Hi, Tiffany. Great, everyone can see, everyone can hear. I love it. Okay, and I will ask your questions. Thank you for all those nice things you're saying. Yes, I will answer some of those questions here soon. Okay, so a few things I want to get past a little bit. I guess you'd call it housekeeping or whatever. So today, I want anyone who has not already signed up for the Contention Cure workshop to please go do so. Jen, will you post that link here in that live? When you sign up for that, even if you've been to one of my other workshops, sign up for that, you will get a welcome email. Inside of the welcome email, we'll have this pre-workshop quiz. I don't think you can see it. Here we go. This pre-workshop quiz that we're going over. These are the family skills that we're going to be talking about today. There's a front and a back to it, okay? And you get to basically go through these. I'm gonna walk through them with you, talk to you why these are important skills to have in your family, so that your foundation is strong and you will be able to get through anything. And you'll teach these skills to your kids, and they'll eventually be competent and confident in handling their own life to be successful. Hi, Angela. Hi, Gail. Good to see you guys. Welcome to the live today. Okay, so make sure if you have not signed up for the Contention Cure workshop, that starts next Monday. Super excited. Make sure you do that. You will get a link to this quiz. Sorry, it's so bright. It's really bright. Maybe I can turn this down just a little bit. Maybe that's better. Is that better? Sort of? Okay. Anyways, make sure you get that. If you have already signed up, just message me or Jen, and we will send you a link to this. But my goal is to get as many people signed up for the workshop. And you can help me by tagging your friends, by sending the email to them, inviting them to participate in the workshop. The more people that are there, the more families that I can reach. And that is really my heart and soul. I give so much to you guys. I offer so much to you guys because I really, really want to change the lives in families. And the way I do that is by showing up here, of course, every week, doing the workshop, and then asking my wonderful friends to help spread that message. So you can use the hashtag Contention Cure Workshop, which is super awesome, but also tagging your friends in any posts that will get them to that sign up page. Okay, now let's again go over, like always, Actually, I need to turn off my, hold on one sec, guys. I got to turn something off. Okay. We're going to go over our wins for this week. I love wins. I love celebrating with you the good things that are happening in your home as you apply these principles, as you practice the skills that we learn here in Whole Brain Connections. Yes. And Mayrav, I will get to your question here in a little bit. Thank you for posting that link, Jen. Okay, so let me click on to the announcements. Jen is amazing. She gives me a list of announcements. Welcome, everyone. Please give me some hearts. Give me some fire. Let me know that you're here. Tell me how you're doing. The more that you engage in this video, obviously it goes up to more people in the group. So you're helping spread this amazing message, if you like my message, with other people by engaging, asking questions, giving me emojis, telling me how you're doing. Okay? And that gives me some great feedback. I know what's sticking with you, what is standing out. And that helps me tailor what I teach you guys, what I bring to this group. So you are an important part of this life. So don't just listen, comment, tell me what's going on. Okay, so here are some announcements. Stephanie Hunt says, we have had a good 2 days in homeschool. We still had some debating and whining, but all in all, it was good. Okay, that sounds like a really small win, but the small wins added together change our perspective in our home and change the energy and the spirit in our home. So when we focus on those wins, congratulations, Stephanie Hunt, it makes a huge difference in our families' lives, in our own mindset, and in our homes. So make sure that you're posting your wins in this group. I know it's kind of slowed down just a little bit, so I'm going to encourage you again to make sure you hop in, make a post, make it your own post about something good that's happened and share that with other people because it's contagious. So if you like what you're learning, if you like the transformation that's happening in your family, which I know you do because I see it all the time and in private messages, please post it in the group and let us know. I'm getting all these notifications, all these amazing people going live just like me. Okay, the second one I want to share with you is from Allie. Now, Allie is in the coaching program. She's been in the coaching program since April, since literally the beginning of me starting my coaching program. So she, and you'll be seeing some of her testimonies, she has had absolutely night and day transformation in her family. Does that mean she's everything solved with her uniquely wired kid? No. But she feels far more grounded. She has the skills and the tools that she needs, and she has the hope and the happiness in her home. So thank you for sharing, Allie. She's really great at this. When I picked my son up from school today, he rushed out to show me his picture with his writing, which is something he struggles with. I realized that I took the pressure off of him when I told him he didn't have to write. But just tell the teacher what he wanted to say. He said he spread it out throughout the day so it wouldn't hurt. I'm so proud that he was able to overcome the struggle himself. Okay, so here's one of the things that Allie's realized. She was able to help him get some testing and start getting some therapies, because a lot of us, when we have children that have behavior challenges or focus challenges, sometimes we don't realize that it's a sensory issue. Sometimes we don't know that our kid is on the spectrum. We don't know that they have challenges with ADHD. You just think they have an attitude problem, or they have lots of meltdowns and overwhelm, right? And they don't know how to modulate their voice. Like, they have all these struggles. But if you don't know to go get them tested or help them get therapies, then you are trying to do and solve a behavior problem, not from the root cause, right? You're just trying to make things go right. But when we look below the surface, which is super important, then we know what's really causing the behavior challenges. Okay. And for Allie's little guy, he has some challenges writing. His hand gets tired very, very quickly. Okay. So that is something that would be helped with an occupational therapist. But once she realized this, because of the testing she got, she goes, oh, I can't expect him to write as much as I thought he should be able to. I just thought he was being oppositional. I just thought he was, being difficult. But the reality is he needs to build up the strength in his hands. And so this was her win. When she realized that, she says, hey, don't stress about writing all of this. Just tell your teacher about the story and she can write it down for you. Well, what did he do? He ended up saying, well, I'll piece it out over the day, so I don't do it all at once, so my hand doesn't get tired, right? That empowered her little guy. Now he's 7, I believe. He just turned 7, like seriously, just turned 7. He's starting to go, oh, it's harder for me to write. So I'm going to split it up during the day because I actually want to do the writing. I'm just not going to be frustrated with myself because I know that I have some limitations and that I can improve on those. But for now, this is what I'm going to do. So he comes out, empowers, he feels confident in himself. He knows he can ask for help, right? These are the things that are incredible results within the coaching program and that Allie's been able to achieve with the support and the skills and all that she's learned. So we love having Allie in our coaching program. And Sarah's also in our coaching program. She says, I've got my win board up. Okay, that's so cool. So in our private coaching, Sarah talked about, I want to start posting all of my wins. And so her first goal was just to get her win board up. And so now she's sharing that with us, right? So there's some accountability in this group. We really want you to feel the safety and the friendship and the closeness in here to lean in when you're really struggling. And so that we can also support you when you are trying to follow through on something, okay? And so that's what this group is for. If you're looking for even more help in implementation, that's what the coaching is for. We meet multiple times a week. We answer all of your questions. We help you get in the right mindset, and we help you really, really help your family thrive. So with all of that, let me see if there's any questions real quick, and then we'll get into the pre-workshop quiz. Again, if you want a copy of this, go sign up for the Contention Cure workshop, and it will be in the email. If you already got the email, then there'll be a link in there so that you can go to the actual Contention Cure page, and it will have a link on there as well. Okay, so if you've signed up, look in that initial email. It should say Contention Cure or like you've got a seat, something like that. Okay, cool. Let's see what you guys have to say here. Yay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for commenting. Okay, so Mayrob, with your son, when you don't know what to do with your kids, you go back to connection with them. Okay, you go back to connecting with them, doing something they like to do. Okay, showing love and compassion for what's going on for them. And you practice your self-regulation. Okay, when you practice getting calm and curious, then you're going to have more access in your brain to know what to do with your 17-year-old son. Okay, if you're fighting with your son, we call that having a heart of war. When you're able to self-regulate, you can get to a heart of peace and curiosity so that you can help know what to do. All right. We do the best we can. Maybe he's supposed to be with his father right now, right? And maybe you need to have a little bit of a break, and that's okay too. Okay. Go back to connection. Go back to your own self-regulation and be able to build the relationship so that you guys can communicate. Aggressive behaviors, a lot of hatred and anger towards me. So he's 17, and whatever his background, whatever his story and history is, he is just acting from that place. So when you're self-regulated, Mayrob, and you can get below the surface, you can start to discover what's really going on with your son. But connection is key. Okay. When we're feeling insecure, now if he's being unsafe, if it's not a safe environment, then you have to protect yourself. But when it is a safe environment, I would encourage you to connect with him and to get curious. Okay. He might not want to talk to you about anything, but if you show that you love and you're reaching out, that connection will grow. Okay. All right. Hi, Jen. Hi, Angela. Okay. Here's the link. Thank you. Thank you. Your son's putting thoughts that you're wrong in your head. No, nobody can put any thoughts in your head, Mayrob. He might be saying that you're wrong, And that's okay for him to believe that, because in some ways you are wrong, and in some ways you are right. Okay. So if you'll just be okay with what he's thinking and connect with him anyways, you're going to get a lot farther with him. Okay. There's a lot of mindset work right there, Mayrob, for you. Okay. What kind of relationship do you want with your son? And what do you have to think about your son to be able to have that relationship and to feel loving toward him? So I would look at your thoughts. Okay. Oh, thank you. I know. I like green on me too. All right. Perfect. That's amazing, Allie. Okay. Let's see. Sherry saying, I can relate to the struggles with the teen boys. They have a hard world to grow up in right now. They do. Yeah. Now they do have a hard world, and each situation is difficult, right? But each situation is unique, and it offers incredible opportunities for growth. So I know, Sherry, that you're working hard with your guy, your 16-year-old, right? I think he's 16, right? Keep the connection, stay curious, regulate yourself. The more that you can process your own thinking towards your child and decide what thoughts will help you love and connect with your child, the closer you're going to be able to get to them, and the more you're going to be able to discover what's going on, because your communication will increase, your connection will increase. Now, this will take time, and that's okay too. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Oh, 14. Awesome. Okay, so let's get to what we're going to talk about today, family foundations. So again, here we have this pre-workshop, and I think I think I can share it with you. Oh my gosh, if I can share it with you, that would be awesome. I'm going to, let's see, pre-workshop. There we go. Okay, I'm going to open this and share it with you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. Lovely. I'm going to share the screen. Okay. How about there? Can you guys see it? We've got it. Okay, so I have so many moving parts. It's kind of funny. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I've been talking for so long already. Okay, I apologize, guys. But I've been thinking about you. I can literally see you. I've been thinking about you, sending love to you, wanting to not only just be a support, but to also give you the guidance and just the understanding and connection that you're looking for. So thank you for showing up here today. And I love the information that we're going to go over today. So there's kind of an intro to this pre-workshop quiz. Okay. And I want to go over it with you because this is really important. For many of you, when we go through these questions, you're going to be somewhat triggered, or you're going to start judging yourself, or you're going to start being hard on yourself for going, I'm not getting a high score on any of these things. Okay. So let me go over this again. So below are family skills that I actually teach in the coaching program. Okay. And I wanted to give you access to these questions so that you can get a better idea of the foundational skills that it takes to build a happy, confident, and connected home. Okay. These are not all the skills, but this is the good start to the skills. So I want you to take a moment. Once you get this yourself, I want you to fill it out, and I want you to post it on this video feed. Okay. I want to see you guys. I want to see your quizzes, obviously, if you want to share them. Okay. But I want to see that you filled them out. So if you don't want us to see what you scored, that's fine. Just take a picture and post it. But so I want you to reflect on the questions as we go over them and rate yourself. Be kind to you as you complete it. Okay. You're going to have a lot of thoughts in your head. I want you to be kind to yourself. remember, to be on your path to success, it's important to know your beginning point, right? So when you're wanting to change, when you're wanting to build a stronger home and a better foundation, you need to know where your starting point is. Like, that's just how it works, right? Okay, so we're going to go over these. And basically how this works is you read the question and then you rate yourself between 0 and a 4. Okay, so the first one is, do you have written goals or a vision for your family? Okay. If you do have some goals, how are they going, right? So do you have written goals or a vision for your family? Okay. Number 2 is, do you know what your child's behavior is communicating? This is super important. Many of us believe that our children's behavior is about us, or they're just giving us a hard time, when in reality, they're having a hard time. Okay. Do you know what your child's behavior is communicating? Okay, that's an important skill to have. Number 3 is, do you know which of your personality triggers throws fuel on your child's behavior fire? I know that's kind of a mouthful, but what personality triggers do you have when your child's upset that makes things worse? Do you know those? Are you aware of those? Do you know how to stop yourself before you're triggered, right? Okay, this one's good. Number 4, are you aware of how your child reacts when they are under stress, worried, frustrated, or afraid? Are you aware of those? And do you know the difference in how they're feeling in regards to their reaction? Okay, that's something that I've definitely learned about my uniquely wired child. I'm able to perceive if it's really about fear or frustration, or she's just overall stressed, because it will show up a little bit differently. Okay, when we are able to regulate ourselves, we're able to calm ourselves down and get curious, we can start to see those little nuances in our kids. Okay, are you aware of those differences? Number 5 is, as a family, do you discuss problems and solve them together? How often do you sit down as a family and talk about a challenge and get each other's input and work through it? Okay. Number 6, can your child regulate and calm themselves down? It doesn't mean they're perfect at it, but do they have some of those skills to be able to calm themselves down, whether they go and take a walk, or they do some breathing, or they go do some other activity? Can your child regulate themselves? And on what level, right? Like between 1 and 4. Pardon me. Where's my drink at? Let me grab my drink. Hold on. Okay, I love going over these questions because it feels so tangible, the skills that are needed, right? So as you identify, oh, we do really good on that one, or oof, we do awful on that. Just knowing that that skill exists and that you want to get a little bit better about it can be really empowering, because you're like, okay, I'm gonna focus on this one skill this week, right? I'm gonna ask Amanda some questions. I'm gonna come into coaching and I'm gonna ask then. So having these questions can be really, really empowering, because you start to really narrow down and get clear about what skill I need in my family. I don't know what triggers my kid. And when you start to realize what's triggering your child, you can actually notice way beforehand when things start to escalate a little bit, or there's a tiny bit of irritation, where you can step in and help that child regulate way before a meltdown even happens. Okay, that takes practice. Like anything meaningful, that it takes practice, right? Okay, so number 7, does your child know how to receive instructions and disagree respectfully, right? We are not always going to see eye to eye, and we need to help our kids learn how to disagree respectfully, how to receive instructions from us, right? So we learn how to give an instruction to our child without them being triggered, and they also learn how to disagree maybe with our instructions or something that's going on, so that you can communicate in a healthy way. It's a really important skill. Okay. With my daughter, what I learned is that I had to prep her before I give her an instruction, or prep her before I give her a no answer. So even from tiny, I would have to say, okay, I need you to get ready for an instruction, because she needed time to process. She has an auditory processing challenge. She also gets triggered really easily into fight or flight, which shuts off her brain so she can't think very clearly. And so she's reacting from that insecurity place, right? She wants to feel safe, and so she's fighting or she's running away. So I prep her so her brain can go, oh, mom's going to give me an instruction. I don't know what it is yet, and I'm not triggered, because sometimes instructions are good. Sometimes I don't love to do them, but it's more neutral. I'm going to give you an instruction. It's more neutral, right? And then I would say, okay, I need you to please go get your shoes because we need to leave in 10 minutes. Right? So taught her how to receive instructions and teaching her how to disagree respectfully, which means I hear what you're saying, mom, blah, blah, blah. Here's how I'm seeing it. I would rather change it, or I don't want to do it because of blah, 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 right? A way to disagree where they actually feel like they can communicate with you as a parent. Sometimes our kids don't feel like they can disagree. Okay. Number 8, do you know how to prevent your child's most challenging behaviors? Okay. We talked about that just a minute ago. When you start to recognize just when things are starting to get a little out of hand and there's a tiny bit of escalation or irritation, we can go, oh, there's that little bit of irritation. Right now, before I'm triggered, before they're triggered, what are some tools we have in place to help my child? Okay. I heard of one family that the first thing they do when they start seeing that with their teen boy, they know that chewing on something orally is relaxing, and so they'll offer him a piece of gum. When they start to see a tiny bit of irritation, they won't even say anything. They'll just hand him a piece of gum, and he'll put it in his mouth and he'll start to relax a little bit. So it's these little tiny things we learn about our kids and about ourselves. Okay, now I'm on the back side of the page. Okay. All right, let me see if there's any questions here. Nice. May Rob, he doesn't want to do anything. He's lazy. Lazy is not. There's a reason, May Rob, why he is being lazy. What's really going on? It's not just because he's lazy. There's a thought process, there's a struggle, there's a stressor, there's the I don't know what to do with my life. You connect with him and genuinely care about what's going on with him, which I know you do, but at a deeper level so that he gets it. He will start sharing with you why he doesn't want to do anything. Okay, what's the thinking behind that? Sherry says, I'm on day 13 of morning yoga. It's helping. Good. Yoga is an incredible way to self-regulate. And good for self-care. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. I just listened to a vlog by Seth Perler. Oh, he's great. Last night that suggested the pre-meeting you're talking about. Yeah. Cool. Thanks for the reminder. Getting some gum from Mr. 10. Okay, so I don't know who this is. It just says Facebook user, but I'm going to read it. Okay. I just gave my son a timer warning and gave him the option to have extra time if he goes to the bathroom first. He's now sitting calmly playing his game versus running in circles. He's less stressed knowing how much time he has to play. He usually will end his playing or watching early because he has filled his quota and is satisfied and able to enjoy it peacefully. Yes. Little tools, the things that really help our kids, right? A bit of a timer, knowing how long they have, right? For many uniquely wired kids, their concept of time is not, they don't have an innate sense of timing. And so think about it. When you know that you're only supposed to be on for 10 minutes, but you don't have a timer, and you know that a person, let's say you're at work and your boss is going to get mad at you if you go over 10 minutes. Like, if you don't have a timer, if you don't have a way of measuring that, it's going to create anxiety in you, even as an adult, right? Okay. Oh, hi, Allie. That's funny. Okay, that sounded like you. Anxiety is very draining. It is. It's really hard. And anxiety sends you right into fight or flight. So you can't, number one, you can't even remember oftentimes what the rules are. It's hard to remember, oh, last time when I went over what happened. Like, we're not making those connections when we're in fight or flight or anxiety. Neither are our kids. Okay. Tiffany says, I have realized that when I start my kids off in the morning with exercises, then some yoga, it really helps regulate the day. They aren't hyper and can be calm when doing schoolwork and playtime. Yes. Yeah. So intentionality, helping them get some of that proprioceptive pressure through those different movements, very calming, right? And the breathing and the slow movement, all of that regulates us and helps calm our nervous system. Anxiety. Yes. Angela says, hi, Angela. I just met her last week. It's good to have you on here. Awesome. Okay. So now we're on the back side. I'm sorry. The back side of this quiz. Okay. So number 9, do you have a weekly family fun activity that everyone gets to go to regardless of behavior that week? So one of the things that I teach in the family team, where we learn to collaborate and cooperate together and have family meetings, team meetings. One of the things I really encourage the groups to do is to have an activity once a week, or maybe it's twice a month, depending on your schedule. But there's a family fun activity that everyone gets to participate in, no matter what happened that week. All right, so if you have a child who struggles with behavior or struggles with doing their schoolwork or struggles with obeying or listening, there are boundaries and consequences, okay? So that's all a part of parenting. But when we plan a family activity that everyone gets to participate in, no matter what's happened that week, your child feels connected. They feel like they belong. They feel like, no matter what, I'm still a family. I still get to participate in this activity. Now, they might have done other things during the week that might have changed participation in some other thing, right? As they're learning those boundaries. But having a family fun activity once a week that everyone gets to go to is so nurturing and strengthening as a family. Okay. Do you have one of those? Number 10, does your child know how to connect with others in a positive way? How's your child's social skills? Many uniquely wired kids struggle socially. Okay, so this is a really important skill to help teach your child and also to help understand the underlying issues, right? So if your child struggles to make friends, or maybe they're too rough with their friends, or maybe they're really, so my uniquely wired child comes off really angry a lot of the time. She talks with a lot of intenseness. And she gets offended really easily. And so she seems mad all the time. And people around her are like, are you mad? She's like, no, I'm not mad. Right? Because she hasn't made those connections yet. And for her, we just have to have extra patience for her. And outside of the moment, that's one of the big things I'm going to talk about this week with her, is about how she responds to people and the interpretation of how she responds. Okay. So basically, if your child is struggling socially, you want to get curious and look below the surface. Is it a sensory issue? Is it an insecurity to communicate? Is it, maybe just overall has social anxiety, right? There's things below the surface that might be contributing to that, okay? For kids who are really rough, or they're bouncing off the walls and they end up hurting their friends, there's ways to help with that as well. Okay. Do you know Or does your child know how to connect with others in a positive way? Tiffany says, my son struggles socially. He is rough and comes off angry and controlling. He thinks everyone doesn't like him. We have been working on the root cause. Yeah. So for many uniquely wired kids, they struggle. Okay. And part of that struggle is that they just, oftentimes they don't know how to regulate themselves. They don't know how to regulate their physical bodies. And so they're actually really rough because they can't feel the input of how rough they're being. Sometimes our kiddos really need more input, and the friend that they're with or the people they're around just feel like they're getting beat up. So there's, activities and things that you can do to help your child get that input so they're not so rough, right? But there's knowing those things and helping your kids is going to be a lifelong thing. All right. Do you take a few minutes each day to catch your kids doing something good? Recognizing the wins or expressing gratitude. Do you take time to do that? Number 12 says, are you able to identify behaviors or thoughts that you would like to change within yourself? Okay. Are there behaviors and thoughts that you're aware of that is contributing to the challenges in the family, that creates an instability in your foundation? Are you aware of them? And do you know how to change those? Okay. Number 13 says, do you communicate openly with your child in a stress-free setting? Do you talk to your children outside of the moment or outside of the chaos or contention and work through what's going on? Communicate, connect. So we have a couple more here. Number 14 is, are you able to stand apart from a difficult situation and look below the surface with curiosity and interest? Are you able to regulate yourself and stand apart from the situation so you can get curious? Is that a skill you need to build up a little bit more? Do you feel pretty confident about it? Are you wondering how to even start doing that? Okay, that's something we're going to go over in the workshop next week, so make sure you come to that. And number 15, do you have one or more people that you can talk to and feel better afterwards? Yeah, it's such an important one. Do you have someone to talk to, one or more people, that you feel better afterwards? We need support. Do you have a support system? Okay, so let's see some of these other questions. Okay, I've also really realized that I have to watch how I ask when I ask my kids to do things or why they're doing things. My son's tone is coming off strong. My son's voiced this to me lately. I've been checking on myself in this. Yes. So here's the thing. When we ask questions, we are in control. So if you've ever been talking to somebody, I don't even know what the word is for it, but whoever's asking the question comes off as more of, it doesn't have to be the aggressor, but it can come off as kind of aggressive or critical. Okay. So depending on our tone, when we're being curious, we ask less questions of the other person and we notice and we sit with the behavior or the questions, right? When we're curious, we're not just asking a bunch of questions. We're allowing the situation to be what it is and then look with fresh eyes. Okay. So Tiffany, it is really easy to ask a bunch of questions and our kids can get on the defensive. Think about it if your spouse or a loved one asks you a lot of questions about why you're doing what you're doing. Like, well, why are you making your bed right now? Why did you wear those shoes? Like, we can get defensive about that. So it makes sense that our kids do as well. So I'm glad you're checking on yourself on this. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad you like this quiz. We used to do this and was great. Unfortunately, we have been slipping on this because of circumstances that have been going on that has thrown us for a loop and adjusting to us. I'm guessing about wins and catching your kids doing stuff right. Okay. Gail says, I've been asking my kiddos, what would you like to do with mommy today? That's a great question. And I bet they gave you some good answers. Your kiddos love you. Mayrob says, can I ask you a question? Mayrob, I'd love for you to respond to what I've said already about your son. Do you connect with your son? What's really going on below the surface? Why do you think he doesn't want to do anything? I would like you to put that answer here in this before I answer another question, because I'm not sure. I want to make sure that you're hearing what I'm saying and the counsel I'm giving you. Okay. All right. Tiffany, my son struggles socially. He's rough and comes off angry and in control. He thinks everyone doesn't like him. I just read that one, didn't I? That's right. How do you get your spouse on board? I'm the one that does all the learning, and when I share it, it seems like nagging. That's a great question, and I actually have a video in the coaching program about this, but I will tell you a couple things, Angela. Number one is connection with your spouse every day for at least 5 minutes. We could be raising a family and we're on the same road, but our paths don't cross very much. Okay. So the first thing to do to get any adult on board, and really any kid on board, is to create a connection point every single day. So for at least 5 minutes, I encourage you to sit down with your husband and ask him how his day was, and actually listen and don't say anything about the day, about your day. You genuinely show interest and connection to him and appreciation. And as you do that, what happens is the individual, your husband, will realize that you genuinely care about what he's thinking and feeling, and he will be more open to what you're learning. But if you come in and say, listen to what I've learned, all it feels like is a big expectation. And especially for men, they feel like they're going to close down about that. So number one, it would just be connect with your husband every day. And when you can feel, or he shows an interest or asks you about what you're learning, eventually he will, then you can share what you're learning. Okay. This must be Allie. I agree with exercise. Mr. 10 even will say, oh, this is probably Sarah. Mr. 10 even will say it relaxes him. However, we struggle with consistency. Yeah, you're human. You're human. So 50% of the time, you're going to be rocking it. And 50% of the time, you're going to suck. 50% of the time, you're going to be amazing and going, I get it. I'm going to do this. My family's awesome. I'm awesome. We can do this. I know I'm overwhelmed, but we can plow through it. And then 50% of the time, you're going to be like, I hate my kids. I hate my life. I suck. Life stinks. I don't want to do any of it. So here's the thing. Whether you're feeling confident or you're not, don't judge yourself for it. Don't judge yourself for it. If you can allow yourself and release the judgment, which is at the bottom here of this paper I'm going to go over, you have greater access to your next right step. You have greater access when you let go of judgment and you just allow life to be what it is right now. Just be okay with it. Be okay with your kids throwing a fit. Be okay with you not knowing what to do. Be okay with that life is uncertain. If you can just be okay and just breathe, right? We talk about pushing pause and just breathing, and find a way to be neutral. And I use the word curiosity, but neutral can also just be just allowing what is right now. Because when we stop resisting, then something new can show up. Okay, much of our struggle is that we resist the fact that we are struggling, and that just creates more struggle. Okay, so let me read the bottom of this and then I'll finish your question. So at the very bottom, Oh, geez. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't move this. Somebody should have told me to move this. How lame am I? I was reading it, but I didn't move it. Just tell me in the comments. I won't be offended. Okay. So if we go to the bottom here, what you'll do after you fill out this quiz, you will add up all the numbers. And at the bottom, I have 3 little sections. They're just a quick description, okay? They're not set in stone. But if you got between 0 and 25, you're basically in a surviving mode, okay? Now, I know 25 is kind of higher up on there, but most of the time you feel like you're just surviving, all right? Now, you can give me your feedback on this too as you fill this out. Maybe you have a different word to describe it. Put it in the comments. I'd love to see it because I love your feedback. It helps me know how to shift and alter things. Okay. If you get between 29 and 45 points, then you're feeling grounded sometimes. Like you're feeling like, okay, I might be able to, I can see there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, I see it's starting to make sense. And if you get between 46 and 60, then you have the tools to have your family really thrive. Thrive means, is it perfect? No, it just means that when you all fall on your face, you get up and turn around and start again way quicker and without all the judgment and the shame or the blame. Okay. That's what a thriving family to me is. It's not a perfect family. It's a family that still trips and falls and screws up, right? Or doesn't do it the way they want to, or there's still some tantrums. I mean, it's way better. But when they fall down, they get back up without the guilt, the shame, and the judgment, and they begin again. That's thriving, okay? Because we're humans, we have all of it. It just matters, which do we focus on the most? Do we focus on all the negative stuff and how our kids are struggling and how we're struggling and how we don't even want to, be around our family? Do we focus mostly on that? Or are we focusing on our potential, what's possible, and getting back up and trying again? Okay, so at the bottom, it just says, congratulations for going through this process, because it is a process for some of us. For some of us, you might have struggled to be like, oh my gosh, I suck. I don't have any of these. You don't suck. But it's so important to know, where are you at now? And the reality is you might be being really hard on yourself, depending on your personality type, that you might have some of these down, but you just won't allow yourself to be like, oh, I'm not quite good enough on that, so I can't give myself that high of a score. All right. But it says it actually takes courage and commitment to step on to the success path. Okay, so I'm inviting you to come to the Contention Cure. I'm inviting you to participate in the year-long coaching that you'll learn more about next week. Okay, I'm inviting you to the success path. And this is going to help you get toward your bigger and better future, your bigger and brighter future, right? That vision that you get to set for your family. But I want you to notice, it says in here, just notice if you're judging yourself, okay? Or judging your score or judging your family. And I just want to let you know that it's okay however you're feeling. If you feel bad, if you're judging yourself for judging yourself, I would just invite you to just allow whatever you're feeling right now. Okay? Because I've got you. I'm here to support you. I've for sure been in your place. I tend to judge myself really easily. And so I just want you to practice being okay with what is right now. And this quiz is to help you kind of have this starting point, right? So this week, I invite you to do this quiz. And if you already saw it, every day this week, I am showing you, Jen or I is showing you an action, an activity. Okay, it's called the Take Action Pre-Challenge. And every day I do a tiny little video at 8 o'clock Mountain Time in the morning for a calming activity, me or Jen do. And we are inviting you to do that activity with yourself, teach it to another person in your life, teach it to your child, and then post in the video what happened. What did you feel like? What was your result? What did your child think of it? And everybody who posts in that video each day gets entered into win a 1 hour quick start coaching with me. Okay. This is where I get to help you start creating your plan and start tackling a couple of these skills for your family. Okay. I wanted to give some more coaching away because to those people who are taking action. And Jen and I wanted to have a little bit of fun this week. Okay. I like making videos. I like doing movement activities. And so we're doing those things together. Okay. Let's see. Mayrov says, my son has a habit writing in the air. My 2 littles get very irritated when he does that. What do I do? What are you doing daily for connection time with your kids, Mayrov? Okay, I am just Amanda on the other side of the screen. I don't live in your home. I love you. I think you're amazing. I don't live in your home. So what I want you to do, you will be able to find the answer to that as you connect with your kids and you practice your self-regulation. You will get that inspiration. I don't know why he's drawing in the air. I don't know why they're irritated with it. That's something that you bring as a family together to talk about it after you consistently connect with your kids for a couple weeks every day. Get to know them, listen, learn about them, right? Create a safety with you and you will start to be able to answer these questions, okay? Because there's not just one answer. It's your kiddos. And all of the solutions are going to be based on connection with them. I told them to laugh instead of getting irritated. Is that right? That's a great thing to say. It's a fine thing to say. But you've got to go back to that connection. And I know we've talked about this before. So Mayrov, I want to know what you're going to do today to connect with each one of your kids. If you don't know yet, I want you to post tonight. I encourage you, I invite you to post tonight what you did and tag me to connect with your kids today. Okay. That's going to help you find those answers because they're within you. Okay. Let's see. Tiffany said, thank you, Gail. Oh, geez. I think I clicked up. All right. Thank you for your patience. This is going a little long, but I hope that's okay. Lead your family first is my best advice. I have a hard time with this as well. We have ups and downs. My husband will be on board, then he won't. I just keep doing it for myself and kids. I stop trying to force or control him being involved, and that usually helps getting him more open and involved. Yes, absolutely. Yes, we have to accept our husbands where they're at or our partners where they're at. We have to accept our kids. When we accept each other, when we accept ourselves, it creates safety. It creates an environment where we can actually find out what's going on and we can actually make changes. If our kids feel like we don't accept them, we don't like their behavior, they're out of line, and we don't accept them, they are less likely to listen to our advice or communicate with us. Okay, we've got to accept one another. This is like a message for the entire country, for the entire world. We have to accept people for who they are and for their beliefs and what they are feeling right now, what's going on. And once we do that, then we have greater influence. We're able to share our thoughts and they're able to share their thoughts and we can come up with a better solution. Okay. Is there a way to get this quiz? Sorry, I don't see it on any of the emails I got. Thanks. Yeah, so type in your search bar, you're in, check your promotions. Okay, everybody, I want to make sure that you're getting my email. So make sure that when you sign up, you're getting my emails. Okay. And you should have gotten 2 emails today already for the live. So if you got that for the live, but you're not getting the one for the contention cure, you'll need to sign up for it then if you haven't. Okay. Yeah. I've pushed everyone away, but am I getting back into allowing people in? I pushed everyone away, but am I getting back into allowing people in? Not sure exactly what you mean, Angela, but so if you could expand on that. And let me look on really quick. I have someone that I need a translation for. Oh, you guys are seeing that. Oh, hi guys. Where's my live? Where's my live? It's not there. Okay. Well, I'm going to go back to here. That's funny. I will answer this question that's in Spanish when I'm done, okay? I apologize. I don't have anyone I can talk to about this. That's my struggle right now. Okay. Let's see. Yes. Well, Tiffany, I would encourage you to start getting creative about how you can connect with some other people. I know that you're in the coaching group, so obviously you can talk with us. Okay. There might be other people in this actual group that would like to be buddies. Okay. All right. There's some great questions here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Perfect. So you guys can see me. And I can check this, this other stuff. All right. Let's see here. It's not really showing me all the comments. I've never really looked for the comments. They're kind of coming up late. Okay. Thanks for your patience, everyone. Let's see here. Thank you. That's such a great reminder to connect with spouse each day. I was struggling to figure out how to open up communications, and I appreciate this simple idea. Yep, very simple. Just listen. How was your day? And actually, okay. Mayrob, I think you told me that you have some counseling. So some of those extreme behaviors from a 17-year-old is really going to need to be addressed with his counselor. So I know there's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know what his history is, what's happened in the past, but the best thing to do is to create a safety plan that we've talked about and connect with your son and improve that relationship so that you can help things go right in your family. There's not a simple answer, Mayrov, especially if he's 17. He's almost an adult. Other than, creating safety and finding ways to connect so that you can actually talk about the behaviors that are a problem in your family. I would suggest talking to your husband if you're able to, or your ex-husband, talking to the counselor. These are things that need some, consistent efforts toward. There's not a simple answer to this. And that's the reality for any of us that have kiddos. If we've got extreme behaviors, number one, we create a safety plan. Number two, we create connection plans. we build a family team, and we talk to our kids outside of the moment to help improve behaviors. And if our child is creating a lack of safety for other children, we have to take that into account. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see. Thank you. That's such a great reminder. Okay, let's see. His therapist says he's a danger to me and the little ones. Okay, then you need to take action to stay safe, Mayrov, whatever that looks like. So I would suggest you talk to your therapist about that, because I know that you've struggled with your son for a long time, and I don't know what his underlying challenges are. But if he's a danger and a safety issue, you've got to talk to other people about that, therapists, or and see what that next step is for crisis, because it sounds like you guys might be in some crisis right now. Yeah. Nonetheless, working on your head and how you're thinking about your son so that you know who to talk to and how to reach out, that's going to be your long-term solution for him. So love you, Mayrov. Just keep up the good work. Okay. Tiffany, thank you, Gail. Oh yeah, that's somebody else. So this quiz, yes, if you're in the coaching group, it'll be in the coaching group. If you're not in my coaching program, you have to sign up for the Quiet the Contention workshop. Sorry, the Contention Cure workshop. And there'll be a link in there to the actual page that has it on there, or there'll be a link directly to the Google form. Okay. Yep, I will post the quiz. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, low battery mode. You guys are so cool. You're still on here with me. Okay. Let's see here. I'm curious as to when he is riding in the air. My initial thought is he's trying to figure something out. Yeah, I wonder about that too. Yeah, those are great comments. Thank you guys for supporting each other. It's so cool. If you have specific questions that aren't able to go into all the way during the live, you can sign up for the clarity sessions during the workshop. Yeah. Okay. So everyone who's in my group coaching is also invited to the clarity sessions, but I'm offering for those during the workshop that would like one-on-one support from me to sign up for the clarity sessions. And those we can sit. She's got the link right there. Basically, that means you get to come in live into the Zoom room with me before the workshop starts. You're going to go live with me on there. I'm going to do that workshop. And then when the workshop day is done, I'm going to come back into the Zoom room with you, and I'm going to actually answer your questions. And some of you will be able to get coached and get coached by me. So if you want some real one-on-one coaching, then you can sign up for the clarity sessions, okay, during the workshop. How can I help my toddler understand the word no? She understands a lot, but doesn't grasp the word no, always leading to a major meltdown. Yeah. So I would, this is perfect time. How you're saying no and figuring out what it is that she's really wanting to do. Okay. So oftentimes our kids' behavior, our kids' behavior is always communication. Okay. So when a child hears no and they fight against that, totally human nature. That's just how we are. We don't like to be told no. So if you get curious, so get yourself, push your pause button, breathe, get curious, and then figure out what's really going on. What does she want? And how can you guys collaborate and work that out? Okay. So in the moment, you might have to, if it's a safety issue, you might still have to say, no, we're not doing this. But if you can think beforehand, before things start escalating, and you can say, okay, I don't really want this to happen. So how can we redirect? So anytime our kids are struggling, key is to connect with them and then redirect them is a really helpful tool. Connect and then redirect. Okay, recognizing there's something here I don't want her to do. And so I get curious with her. I say, hey, I noticed you want to climb up on the counter again. What's going on? Oh, well, I threw a ball up there and I want the ball back. Well, you might not even have known that there was a ball up there, right? So get curious. Ask your kids what they want. If you need to say no and you don't want it to end in a meltdown, I would think a few steps before and not just blurt out no. Because here's the thing. Our kids can process more than we think, and they can communicate more than we thought they could. And so I would engage them in the conversation to figure out what it is that they need, because we both have needs and there's a way to meet both of those needs. Okay. That's what's going to help without the major meltdown. Connection and communication. Okay. Oh yeah, this is Allie. Hi, Allie. So I warn my daughter, I say, okay, I need you to get ready for a no answer. Right? Get them prepped for that. Yeah, that's just. Okay, Gail says, my daughter's trying to connect with her dad. She has started to purposefully sit by him when he comes in. Sometimes it works, others not, but we are trying to be consistent. Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. So if you haven't, and this is a great thing that you brought up, Gail. If you have another adult in the family that maybe your uniquely wired child is struggling with, or they struggle together, one of the things that's really helpful is to create just a moment of connection. So that could mean, like Gail talked about, sitting with that other individual, or just recognizing one good thing that each other did for each other, right? Whether that was, taking the jelly jar lid off, right? Or getting a drink, or grabbing somebody's coat. If you can recognize the good things that you're doing for one another, that helps to create connection. If they really don't want to be around each other yet, or the relationship is too strained. Okay, cool. Those are great answers. Just to clarify, the Contention Cure is a 3-day workshop that'll be in this group, but if you want access to the videos offline and to the quiz and to the workbook, you have to sign up for the workshop, and then you'll get a link to that page. Okay? Awesome. Okay, I think that's it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to message me or Jan, or post in this live, and we'll help you get that link to the quiz so that you can have it yourself. If you've not signed up for the workshop, please do so. The link is in here. The link gets posted all the time. The link is also at the top of the header. If you just scroll, if you go to the page, the Facebook group, and go to the top and click on it, the link will be there as well. So thank you so much for coming today. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you guys have a beautiful week. Remember, there'll be a take action activity every day this week. And when you do it, post it in the comments. Then you'll be entered into a drawing to get a 1-hour quick start coaching with me. And for anybody else, there are coaching corner spots. So these are much shorter. And this is where we just start to figure out where you want to be heading with your kids. The quick start coaching is an hour-long one. So make sure that you get in on one of those smaller coaching corners this week on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. I've already got some people signing up, so those slots are going away. If you'd like to speak with me and have a couple questions, then sign up for that. Okay, that's it. We went really long. I'll talk to you guys later.